The Toronto Raptors have been playing some of the best basketball in the entire NBA for the last several months. After beating the shorthanded Celtics, who were strapped due to injuries, a potential series which could become very interesting come playoff time, Toronto is primed and ready to take on some of the hottest teams in the entire NBA without fear. Today's video will be about why no team wants to face the surging Toronto Raptors in the playoffs. At this point, Raptors coach Nick Nurse has seen enough. Is his team perfect? No. But now he knows they can handle anything. They've shown it against the best teams in the league night after night. With playoff implications on the line, the Raptors rose to the occasion. Everyone clipped in with incredible performances from the starters to the bench players. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Do you think the Raptors can cause trouble in the playoffs? I would love to hear from you, so please hit the comment section and let me know. Let's keep rolling. The Toronto Raptors, just this week, blew out another hot team in the NBA, the Minnesota Timberwolves. While Minnesota, who have long been known as a bad defensive team, are playing well on that end of the floor this year, they sit at 13th overall in defensive rating, while the Raptors currently hover just ahead of them in 12th. The massive difference between these two teams is the pace at which they play. Toronto ranks second last in the league in pace, while Minnesota ranks second best. The recent success of the team can largely be attributed to Pascal Siakam, who has deservedly worked his way into the All-NBA discussion. There just aren't many players in the league that are better than Pascal right now. He's having the best season of his career and is absolutely laying waste to opposing teams' defenses. As good as the Raptors are playing right now, they don't possess the experience needed or the necessary depth to make that long run in the playoffs necessary to win a championship. The roster is light on veteran talent and heavy on young talent. Again, the talent is there. Enough of it, though, hasn't been through the wars of an extended playoff battle to make them a realistic threat to knock off teams like the Heat or the Bucks or even the 76ers, and quite possibly the Nets in a 7-game series. The strategy was that they had to put together a team not easily definable, not easy to copy, comprised of large players with wide wingspans, long, athletic big men, who are young enough to grow together, smart enough to build a foundation for the future. It isn't easy to piece this Raptors rebuild together for two very good reasons. They don't want to have to explain everything, and really, they don't want anyone to know exactly what it is they're thinking. They knew they had a point guard of quality in Fred VanVleet. After that, the truth is, they didn't know what else they had, and where anyone and everyone were going to fit in. This is what Ujiri and Webster are building here. A team without positions, per se, a team of interchangeable parts. They have a Rookie of the Year candidate in Scotty Barnes, and when asked what his position was prior to the game Thursday, Nurse called him a point center. There is no such thing by any definition. Barnes plays where they need him. If they need a point guard, he's a point guard. If they need a power forward, he's a power forward. If they need a small forward, he can do that. And every once in a while, the team that basically plays without a center uses Barnes to play center. Barnes is a wizard with the ball in transition. There are passes he makes on a regular basis that just defy belief. The man Scotty Barnes is presumably chasing for the Rookie of the Year, Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers, through no fault of his own, just opened the door a little further to Barnes and Cunningham on Monday night. Mobley came down on fellow rookie Franz Wagner's right foot, rolling his own right ankle. Post-game x-rays were negative, and Mobley was able to walk off the floor and to the locker room under his own power. But the ankle is not good. Even a mild sprain will cost Mobley at least a week and probably longer, with just 12 days left in the season, and with the Cavs playing 5 of their remaining 7 in the next week, Mobley may have played the final game of his rookie regular season schedule. If so, he would end with 67 games averaging 14.9 points and 8.3 rebounds. Barnes, meanwhile, has already played in 67 games, all of them starts, and is averaging 15.3 points and 7.6 rebounds. Cunningham has played in 59 games after an early injury and leads all rookies with 17.2 points per game, as well as chipping in with 5.7 rebounds. It couldn't have been a coincidence that the Raptors decided to wait until the Cavaliers were in town to honor Scotty Barnes for his February Rookie of the Month award. The chase for the Rookie of the Year between Barnes and Cleveland's Evan Mobley was on display on March 24. At one point, it got so heated, Raptors fans began chanting, "Scotty's better," while Mobley took first-half free throws. Ujiri and Webster knew they had Pascal Siakam and what they were paying the power forward. Here's what they didn't know. Which Siakam did they have? The one who was a perfect complementary scorer to Kawhi Leonard? The one who disappeared in the bubble playoffs against Boston when they were depending on him? Or this version, the all-star contender? They like this version. In between the many twists, Siakam is again the Raptors' best player. This has been a great turnaround season for him and the team. They love his mindset now. They love the body of work he has put in. This has been a remarkable shift from the tanking Raptors of a year ago to this team that no one is going to want to match up with come playoff time in a few weeks. The old Raptors are basically Siakam and Van Vliet, who top out at 28. Okay, so Chris Boucher is 29, but he seems like such a young 29. Precious Achiuwa, learning on the job, is 22. OG Anunoby is 24. Barnes is 20. Gary Trent Jr. is 23. These are all keepers. That's at least 7 players to go forward with. Delano Banton, the local kid, is just 23. He's another possibility. Malachi Flynn is 23 as well. There are players to choose from here. This isn't just a budding playoff team. What the Raptors want are enough 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" players, athletes, aggressive offensive rebounders, defensive wizards to give them all kinds of looks and probabilities to drive their opponents crazy. And right now, they're mostly still learning the game. What they're not learning is how to compete. If they don't do that, they don't play. Outside of Fred VanVleet, and now again Khem Birch's knees, the Raptors are finding a way to stay healthy while locked in an incredibly tight playoff race in the Eastern Conference. OG Anunoby looks like he hasn't missed a beat since returning from a fractured finger. Coach Nick Nurse did him as much of a kindness as he could afford by ramping his minutes up semi-gradually from 26 to 28 to just shy of 40 in the OT win against the Boston Celtics. All of this to say, the Raptors cannot afford to lose a major piece to injury, and almost every player in their starting 5 can be considered a major piece due to the style of play and defensive schemes that Nurse employs. Each Toronto Raptor is so crucial that losing even one of them disrupts the tenuous balance and harmony that Nurse has achieved. While the bench has certainly improved, slotting in a Thaddeus Young, Chris Boucher, Precious Achiuwa, or Armani Brooks for extended periods of time with one of Trent Jr., Van Vliet, Anunoby, Barnes, or Siakam has potential disaster written all over it. Toronto barely survived its time with OG as they went 8-7 in his absence, and now is not the time to test out how they would do without another crucial piece. And what do you guys think? Can the Toronto Raptors do some damage in the playoffs? What do you think makes them so difficult to play against? I would love to hear back from you, so please don't be shy and let me know what you think in the comments. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel if you want to hear more NBA stories from around the league.